Central Bank minutes, IMF meeting, and service sector in focus. Hello and welcome to our weekly outlook. The coming week will start with the Easter holiday in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, and a public holiday in China, as last week finished with the holiday in most markets worldwide. However, in the rest days, we have good enough data to take care of them and count it as an important week. Fed and ECB meeting minutes, RBI interest rate decision, Service PMI, and the fate of Biden's recovery plan in the Congress will get the more attention, as many market participants are waiting to see if the stock market that got boosted from the Friday's stronger than expected US job data will continue the rally or not. Number 1. Federal Reserve, ECB, and RBI. Federal Reserve is to publish its latest meeting minutes in March on Wednesday. For Federal Reserve meeting minutes, investors are looking to see any updates and outlook about inflation. The concerns about the huge stimulus and uncertain levels in increasing prices are growing like never before. Even thought if Mr. Powell and many FOMC members playing it down, still it will be in focus. In this report, we have to see more information about the discussion by FOMC member and their updated, more detailed comments on a rate raise in 2023. Like Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic earlier last week told that if the data supports, they may start raising the rates later in 2023. Even if it's the idea of the minority, the meeting minutes will put the more light on what we have to wait in next votings. The market is expecting to see a bit slowdown in the rallies after the releasing of this report. In Europe, Ms. Lagarde seems very determined in her interview with the Bloomberg when she said that the investors could test the bank's willingness to rein in raising borrowing costs as much as they want. However, we are not waiting for any surprise at the ECB meeting minutes, which is going to be published on Thursday and not affect the stock markets. Before ECB and Fed, RBI will have its interest rate decision and statement on Tuesday. After an unexpected QE program extending in a previous meeting in February, any new policy or change is not expected, known in its 0.10% interest rate, and it's going to support the Aussie but not the Australian stock markets. Number 2. Global Service PMI. US and Japan on Monday, China on Tuesday, and Canada with the European due to release their Service PMI on Wednesday. Among the largest economies, the US had the best service sector recovery and then China, while the rest of the countries still suffering under the 50 level. In Europe, the British planning to start easing in lockdowns, but in Germany, Spain, and Italy, the new round of the restrictions has begun, which most probably will affect on the service sector and will continue the diversion with the manufacturing and industry sections. In the UK, non-essential retail reopenings after 12 April with the restaurants and the pubs for outdoor services. Positive vaccination progress helped the UK and the US for the faster recovery, but concerns about the vaccination and lockdowns in the Eurozone still exist. By releasing the PMI data, we are expecting more support for US dollar and sterling, while euro and CAD must be a bit more under pressure. Number 3. IMF meeting. IMF virtual meeting on a Monday is where we are waiting to see the latest update from the policymakers on economic recoveries. At the same time, IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva is optimistic about the faster recovery. Aside from the economic outlook, Wednesday the G20 finance ministers also will meet to discuss debt relief initiatives. Positive and upward revisions expected to support the stock market, especially in China, Hong Kong, and the US. Number 4. Important speeches. Fed Chair Jeremy Powell is due to speak about the global economy on an IMF panel on Thursday, which will be watched closely by market participants. We have to follow the US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's speech on Monday as well, where she is going to speak about the global economic recovery from the pandemic at the webinar, which will be hosted by the Chicago Council. And finally, number 5. employment, PPI, and oil inventories. US and China will publish the PPI and the CPI data on Friday. Numbers will be watched closely by market participants, especially now when many investors are worried about the higher yield and its effect on producing prices. This Thursday, the US Intel jobless claim after the open number of the NFP on the last Friday will be substantial. Friday also we are waiting to see the Canadian employment change in March as well. And finally, oil inventories data as every Tuesday from API and a Wednesday from EIA will be watching closely by energy investors and traders. We are expecting higher prices for oil, especially if the CPI and the PPI data show more optimism in the coming week. Thank you for watching this video and hope you're going to have an amazing week ahead.